between me and death. I'll tell you something tonight. If you're out there and you say, Brother Jim, I've got plenty of time to get ready. I'll tell you something tonight. If you'd search this book tonight, you'd find there's many thought that tonight. There's many in the world today said, Brother Jim, don't worry about it. I've got a lot of years left. You may not tonight. God may call your number tonight. God may simply say to you, it's time for you. Your number is called tonight. Hebrews said there's an appointment tonight. But you know what? Tonight, David was at a point of his life that, you know what he said? Jonathan's dad didn't think much of him. The world may not think much of you tonight. You know what? Tonight, that don't matter tonight. What matters most of all tonight is who you know tonight. And what matters most of all tonight, does God know you tonight? It didn't bother David. There was only one step between him and death. But I'm telling you something tonight, don't worry about that tonight. Because, brother, one time there was a man by the name of Lazarus. He went to an old grave. Brother Jonathan, they thought they had rid of him tonight. But you know what tonight? It's a picture of the church tonight. Brother, we may tell you something tonight. When Jesus stepped up to the tomb, and you know what he said? He said, I am the resurrection and the life. You know what tonight? He that believeth in me, I shall never see death. I don't worry about death tonight. I worry about you tonight. If you're out there and you're lost tonight without Jesus, I'll tell you something tonight. You're miserable tonight. How do you know that, Brother Jim? I've been there. I know what you're going through tonight. Many people say, Brother Jim, do you believe that there's a hereafter tonight? Brother, I'm here to tell you tonight, Jesus is the hereafter tonight. He is the resurrection tonight. I love this tonight. I didn't know what was going to preach tonight, but I'll tell you something tonight. I love it. I like to follow the Lord tonight. Brother Sam Buchanan come to church last night, and he got up and preached a wonderful message. I tell you something tonight. He said we need to do what God tells us to do, and when we do that tonight, it'll be good. Amen. One of the ladies in the church, she got up and she told me, she said, you know something? She said, I was supposed to went to the altar last night. I didn't go. I told the Lord, I'll do that some other time. But you know what? About 11 or 12 o'clock last night, the Lord woke her up. Let me tell you, when God tells you to jump, brother, you better jump. When God tells you to do, you know what you better say? What do you want me to do tonight, Lord? I'll tell you something tonight. That young lady got into her kitchen and she made things right. You know what tonight? When you rededicate your life to the Lord, and you know what? You need to get on the firing line tonight. Too many people are standing behind the tree. Amen. Get on the firing line tonight. I'll tell you something tonight. That's who God can use tonight. God don't need no tree huggers tonight. I'll tell you what He needs tonight. He needs Christians that are on the firing line for Him tonight. I love what Lazarus tonight, the Bible said, you know what, I had Brother Jonathan, a young lady asked me one time, and she said, Brother Jim, why do you think that Jesus wept when He come to the tomb of Lazarus? I said, the only thing I can come up with is that God knew where he was and where He was bringing him back to. I'll tell you something tonight. I wouldn't want one of my loved ones tonight have to come back to this awful place that done crossed over the Jordan tonight. Brother, I love this tonight. You know what? Jesus walked up to the tomb. He said, roll back the stone. If you're out there tonight, and brother, you may tell you something tonight. You're weighted down with the things of the world. And you know what tonight? It feels like there's a rock on you tonight. You feel like there's something stopping you from getting the vision of what heaven's like tonight. Well, you know what tonight? God can roll a stone back tonight. You know what tonight in church? This has come from Glory Land. It's our job to help roll the stone back. It's our job tonight to help them to see tonight that God is great. He surely is tonight. God is great tonight. Sister Barb, I know there's a lot sick tonight. I know there's a lot in the nursing homes and hospital tonight. But I'll tell you something tonight. It's our job to help roll a stone back. It's our job. You know what, Jesus, He didn't point nobody out, Brother Jonathan. He never asked nobody specifically. He just said, roll a stone back. Why, Brother Jim? God wants you to see what He can do tonight. And I'll tell you how He does that tonight, through me and you tonight. He does tonight. He said, boys, I roll a stone back. I'll tell you something tonight. There's a great message tonight in Lazarus tonight. I'll tell you something tonight. You may be out there and sin's got you bound down tonight. You're dead in your trespasses and sin tonight. These things that's hindering you from being a child of God. What is that, Brother Jim? That's the devil. The devil don't want you to become a child of God. Why, Brother Jim? Because he simply loses you. Why, Brother Jim? Because it makes you a child of God. And you know what? The devil can't go through the bloodline.